So the STAMPEDE trial was recruiting men starting long-term hormone therapy for the first time. So this is a mixture of men with locally advanced disease, so disease around the prostate or pelvis beyond things like surgery, or men with disease that had already spread at the time of diagnosis. So we were comparing standard hormone therapy, which has been the mainstay of therapy since the 1940s, with standard hormone therapy plus abiraterone. Now, abiraterone is a drug that is already licensed for use in relapsed disease. We just shifted it to newly diagnosed patients, so a sort of frame shift. What we found was that by making this switch, the survival times improved by around 37%. For the men in the metastatic half of the trial, which is about half of the total, we haven't reached the median survivals yet, but we're projecting the median survival will go up from about 3.5 years to somewhere in the region of 6.5 to 7 years. We think this is one of the biggest survival advantages ever reported in an adult solid tumour. Time to relapse improved by about 70%, so again a very big effect, and the rate of skeletal complications roughly halved. Again, we think clinically highly important. Side effects were very similar to that seen with abiraterone used in the relapse setting. We didn't see any additional concern around side effects.
What about side effects compared with docetaxel?
Okay, so with docetaxel you get a sort of short, sharp shock of 15 weeks of treatment, 6 cycles of treatment. So obviously some of the side effects can be quite severe. Neutropenic sepsis in particular is not very nice and potentially fatal. With abiraterone you've got a sort of chronic background increase in side effects, mainly cardiac problems like hypertension or cardiac rhythm problems or changes in liver enzymes. These are generally quite easy to manage, but they do mean patients are on more intensive monitoring for a very long period of time than they would be otherwise. So it's a kind of short, sharp shock versus a chronic background increase.
Do you see that being a problem in terms of the uptake of this particular abiraterone with men who are older?
It depends how you frame it to patients. So I think if you say, would you like to have a short course of treatment that will make you live 25% longer, people will say yes. If you say, would you like to take pills for the next 3 years that will do the same thing, they'll probably say, I'll take the pills. I think to me the more interesting question is down the line, would you get a dual benefit from having both? And there are ongoing trials, in fact Dr. Fizazi is leading one of them, called Peace One, that will give us an answer to that question. But my hunch is the answer will be you should have both.
And what are the next steps for you and for your trial?
Well, the trial is still recruiting. We will update the standard of care to permit the use of abiraterone. In the short term, we don't see usage changing in the UK simply because of reimbursement. NICE, which does these sorts of rationing decisions, will be looking at it. We actually think the effects are sufficiently large that there's a good chance they will approve its use, and we would expect to see quite rapid uptake when that happens.